Yo, what's up, guys? It's Kyle here. It's probably going on almost 2 o'clock where I'm at right now. But I had to do a review on this. I want to talk about this before I close my eyes for the night. Um, NXT Unstoppable. Quick review of that. As a whole, as always, NXT delivers and they put to shame any pay per view that WWE's main roster puts on. Match of the night: Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. I don't think anyone can deny that. Not only probably best match of the night, but probably one of the better matches in WWE as a whole so far this year. I'll put it up there. It's like top five. Uh, but what was the real cherry on top for Unstoppable was that Samoa Joe has finally debuted in WWE. All the rumors, all the concerns. Joe is in NXT slash WWE. He's got a 2-year deal with them, so that's a good lengthy contract, I think, especially for someone of his age now. But wow, like I I was excited to get the face off with Kevin Steen. I'm just like, wow. It's kind of a catch-22 for me as a fan of Joe because it's times like this where I really feel it's times like this where I miss Punk, CM Punk, because for those of you who don't know of Samoa Joe's previous career even before TNA, Joe and Punk to me had one of the best rivalries in recent years of professional wrestling to me, and it had always been a dream of mine to see Joe and Punk together in WWE and bring that feud that they had in ROH and put it under a bigger microscope for a larger crowd for casual wrestling fans to see and enjoy. Even Daniel Bryan, him being out injured and his in-ring future being uncertain, that's another thing. Like, man, Bryan's injured because I would love to see that Bryan and Samoa Joe feud again. So there's just little things like that, but there's still so much more you can do with Samoa Joe. One thing I was really glad was that the crowd knew who he was immediately. They said Joe's gonna kill you. I'm glad that he's keeping his name, Samoa Joe. I'm so glad. Thank you, Triple H, for letting him keep his name, Samoa Joe, and not some crappy name. Um, I mean, this here's why this is a big deal for a TNA star, because you look at the track record of former TNA stars to try to cross over into WWE, from Awesome Kong to Senshi, who was Kaval, even Frankie Kazarian. None of them they never really, quote unquote, made it in WWE. Either they quit or, got pregnant, walked away, whatever the case may be. So it always seemed like a TNA star just had bad luck. This is the chance for Samoa Joe to kind of break that cycle, end that curse, basically. Uh, I guess the better thing between Joe and the other stars that I mentioned, former TNA stars that I mentioned, was that um, Joe just isn't any former TNA star. Joe was at a time one of TNA's major faces of the company. When TNA was watchable and was, enjoyable, right up there with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe is your next top guy in the company. So this is the first time, I would say, in my opinion, that WWE has taken a big major star from TNA. One of the guys that helped build their company, they now have in their possession. I think this is awesome. Joe has Triple H has always been a fan of Samoa Joe and has wanted him for years to come into the company. Samoa Joe is close personal friends with John Cena. That's also I think, very key and very vital and important, because if he has the backing of Triple H plus his close personal relationships with John Cena, being friends with him, that is some good backing you have there, for Joe, for him to get, a pretty good, where he could get a good run, in NXT and quite possibly on the main roster in WWE. I think that's some good backing because at the end of the day, it's not what you know, but who you know. And again, you can't get any better than having the backing of Cena and Triple H right now. So I think that's going to do Joe favors politically behind the scenes. I think it's going to help. That's going to work for Joe. He lost a little weight. He's cut back on some weight. He looks good. He looks better, and it looks like he's got some fire lit back into him, which was the two major things that Joe to me had lost in his last, I'd say, 6 years. In the last 6 years of TNA, Joe was just like, I'm just here just to get a check. He lost that fire. He got a little bit sloppy in his appearance. Seeing him tonight, he's cut back on some weight. He may even cut back a little bit more, but he has worked out a bit. He looks like he's better, and he looks like he's getting that fire back. Cannot wait to see him wrestle in the ring. So many opportunities for Samoa Joe. He's at that age now. He's at that prime age where it's now or never. Because he's 35. Yeah, he's 35 years old. Or either he's 35 or he just turned 36. But either way, he's at that prime age where he's got to roll the dice. It's now or never. Thank God it's now. So many things they can do with Joe. Joe versus Cena, Joe versus Balor, Joe versus Owens, Bryan if he comes back and can wrestle again. Joe versus Rollins, Joe versus Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Joe versus Cesaro, Joe versus Sheamus. I mean, the possibilities are endless right now for Samoa Joe, both in NXT and on the main roster. Hopefully he gets called up within just that 1 year span. So yeah, I just want to get my thoughts out on this. I'm really excited for Samoa Joe. I'm happy for him personally because I think he deserves it to at least get a shot, at least get this chance and to get this opportunity. You guys let me know what you think about Samoa Joe joining NXT/WWE. We're looking forward to it. What are you looking forward to him now that he's on the NXT roster? What are your thoughts in the box below? Comment, subscribe. Peace.